Maximus Analysis here for February 18th, 2016, and we see for the ES, again, we have a small sell day. Well, not a small sell day, a small down day. It really hasn't broken any key levels. The key level that we would want to see is basically this 1900 and this 1903 area held overnight. Now, we did see some damage on some equity names, which will go on, again, we'll continue to look at, but they're holding this 1914.50 level on the ES. Fine so far. So we will look and see. Again, equities, we did see some damage on some significant names, but let's continue to look and see how this is going to play up. Now, I did want to show something before I go further regarding the weekly, because I think with trading, again, we've been trading so long that we have to make sure that we look, and it doesn't matter if you're trading long or short, you want to kind of look at both situations. What can happen if they do squeeze back up? So I want to show you guys the weekly, because you can see on the weekly, let me go take it off of this H contract and do the continuous contract, and you could see here that I have this line, basically my trend line, my bull market trend line, and you can see that they're holding these levels. So if they break above this 42 area, 45 area, and they go, that could squeeze a lot of people for some upside potential. The best I think they have is up to this 2000, but at least I want to make sure that we're looking at both sides of the house here, because they do, again, this candle's still open, so we'll see how it closes. If they close up strong, getting above these highs, which is 1940, or we're going to go back, basically to this 1900 area, and then I don't know where we're going to go. And then we'll look to see, again, a breakdown of that 1871 area, which I don't want them to ever get back to in a little while. Again, if they're going to go up, we want to see them go up in, next 2 to 4 weeks. So I just want to keep that in mind, because we want to make sure we're looking at both sides of the house here when we're looking at what trades that we're going to be putting on. Now, let's look at the NQ. The NQ had some names that didn't look good, and Amazon, some other Netflix and stuff, which we were talking about yesterday. But again, it does go to the a lot of people use the 3-day rule. I kind of look at it as just the don't chase rule. And again, if you're in something for 3 days from a really good entry, sometimes it's just good to just peel some profits at least. And I think now it's just squeezing people that were saying that they're going to miss the move. But we still have to see them hold over this 4100 level. That's where I would want to see them hold overnight, or at least the 4120 area, and continue to hold to the upside. The YM, again, small retracement, even though out of the Dow, which is the 30 components, the majority of this majority of the move holding this index up more than the others is IBM versus anything. So they sold Goldman Sachs, and I think they also sold Apple as well. So we really want to make sure that we're looking at, especially with the Dow, because it's the most manipulated index, and it's strategically put in front of people that way that, oh, it's up 200, but it could be Goldman Sachs up $2 and everything else flat. Let's look at crude. Now, I just want to remind the crude traders that this is the CLH6 contract. We'll be rolling over to the J6 contract after this week is finished. So just want to keep things, in perspective, and also remember that that's why you kind of saw the gap up on some of your, maybe on a Thinkorswim, or maybe on a website that you're like, whoa, a lot of people were like, what the hell's going on last night? Well, it's because the rollover of the contract. And remember, crude rolls over every third week of the month. So with that being said, we want to hold over 30. Now, we did have the inventory report at 11 today, so we want them to hold over 30 to continue some upside potential and see how much more they have. This is a significant move from this 26 of $4. So again, they did break above these highs, but there wasn't much of a squeeze that was done after that. So basically, getting above and breaking above this 35 area would probably be something that you probably get more of a pop versus anything. Let's look at some names quickly. I don't want to have this too long, but we see that Apple This is an engulfing pattern. This is a bearish engulfing pattern. So it's null and void when they get above this, but it's still, do we see some continuation for some follow through to the downside? We also could see on Amazon that ended up down $9 at the 200-day moving average, which was a great short setup. And are they going to continue for more downside potential? And yesterday you watched the video, said I'd actually love for it to touch it, and it did touch it. Netflix is another one that, again, we see now. Yesterday on Netflix we discussed I'm not wanting it to gap down to see if it's capitulation. It didn't gap down, but it gave a lot of that previous day's move back. So a break of this low of basically this $90 area or 89.75 area would see a continued follow through. And again, if you're short around up these highs, that's actually a better position to be. But the technical signal is going to be a break of this previous low. Tesla, again, we'll see how this works out. Again, these things are looking for, they're actually showing really tidy retracement so far. So let's see how they hold overnight. The ES going back is at 1915 currently, and we have our level at 1450. So we'll continue to look, and again, remember what I said regarding the way that this retracement goes. And also we want to look at the big picture of, on the weekly time frame for the ES, how this, this is the continuation contract for the ES, how we close this week up, because this in candlestick world is a morning star forming. So we would like this to have more strength and close near the highs of 1930 if you're on the bull side, for at least playing the retracement. So again, take care, and we'll see them tomorrow. I'll be posting on Twitter the levels we kind of can look at. But again, overnight we want the 1914, especially the 1903 level to hold. Again, volatile times, aggression trading is more suited for this type of action. Take care.